I first came here in the 1970s, and I've been backwards and forwards from New Zealand ever since. What really excited me about Australia was that it was, and in particular Sydney, was that it was such a vibrant and exciting place then. And a lot of that was to do with film and people starting in the same ways they do it in Tropfest and Little Ways, and in the late 1970s, early 80s was an extraordinary wave of culture that was coming out of this country, and I was very pleased to be part of that. And Sydney in particular then seemed to me to be about the most vibrant city in the world. I think a lot of that vibrancy is being sucked out of the place. And I particularly lament, with respect, Minister, this lockout, which has taken the guts out of the nightlife of Sydney. And Sydney without nightlife is a kind of a bit of a pointless place. I don't really want to see Adelaide being a place to go for a good weekend. I don't see the point in that. I think King's Cross is one of the saddest places I've ever been to now. And every great city needs a King's Cross. London needs Soho. Sydney needs King's Cross. And I think instead of making the streets safe, they've just stopped the streets. And I'm going to say something that I think is probably fairly unpopular here today. I really think that just shutting down the dogs is a crime. It's a very valuable part of working class culture, and we are talking about culture today. Films, racing, dogs, this is all part of Australian culture. And instead of cleaning up the dogs, which would be the sensible thing to do, they're killing the dogs. And I think that's lamentable. Unintended consequences. There are always unintended consequences from these things. And now, how many thousand dogs are going to be destroyed? And how many jobs are going to be lost? How many livelihoods are going to be lost? I think that's regrettable.